So here, I'll kind of give you overall several sort of rules of thumb. And here, maybe not completely, but in large part, I agree with Dave Ramsey. Don't tell anyone. Again, for the most part, let me show you Dave's baby steps. Here they are. So his pay off the mortgage early is all the way down here, step 6, right? So before you get there, you're saving an emergency fund, and not just step 1, the $1,000. You're saving 3 to 6 months of expenses for a fully funded emergency fund. I like it. You're paying off all of your debt except the house. Now, generally, I think that's absolutely the right approach. I could imagine exceptions. Maybe you've got a student loan and you're on a program where eventually it'll be forgiven, but you've got to make payments for a certain period of time. I wouldn't pay that off early. But, apart from that kind of situation, I agree with Dave. Yeah, I mean, you should probably have all your other debts paid off. I suppose one could say, well, what about a 0% credit card? But that's going to end, and then you've got to think through, will I be able to transfer it to another card to keep the 0%? Or maybe will I be able to pay it off? And if I can't, you could end up with double-digit interest rates. So you could think through that. But by and large, yeah, all the other debt should be paid off. He says save 15% of income for retirement. I think that's a very reasonable approach. Could you have a different number? Sure. Maybe you want to retire early and you want to save 25% or more. Perfect. And so that's your goal. But generally speaking, you should have your retirement savings in order. You should know that you're saving enough for retirement, taking advantage of those retirement accounts like Roth accounts. And also, he doesn't mention it in his baby steps specifically, but you may be also wanting to max out an HSA because you have a high deductible health plan. I think that is a priority over paying off your mortgage. And then saving for your child's college fund. Yeah, I think that's a priority over paying your home off early. Now, I think maybe, to Matt's question, what if he says, well, Rob, I've got all of that done. It's really just now invest or not. I think my view is when you get around 6% or higher, I tend to lean towards paying off the mortgage. And the reason is it's in this case, 6.5%. It's a guaranteed return. You're going to save that 6.5% interest guaranteed. If we compare that to a guaranteed investment, what would we look at? Maybe a T-bill, maybe a short or intermediate term U.S. Treasury bond, but you're not going to get 6.5% for it. Now, yes, he might get tax breaks depending on whether he itemizes. Yes, you should absolutely factor that in, and that will effectively lower the effective interest rate that he pays. So yeah, you've got to factor that in. But still, if we're going to compare it to investing, I think we need to compare it to an investment that has a similar risk profile.